So it wasn't even like, oh, I want to go to Chicago. Because, you know, I lived here when I was little, too. So it wasn't a place that I've never been. It's kind of like a second home type thing to me. And, yeah, so I was here, and I wanted to start going to, like, jazz jam sessions because I really came up doing jazz music. And got a fake ID, started going to the Velvet Lounge, actually. The owner died, and it's like a way different type of thing now, but it used to be just like so full of like jazz cats, and you know, it was an awesome place to be. And I guess just singing and like trying to put myself out there, like going to open mics and stuff, I started meeting people, and voila, I don't know.
So what was your first big thing you did?
I sang at an open mic at Columbia, and I kind of prefaced it with, I'm looking for a band, you know, if any of you guys like what you hear, come get at me after the show. And the band that Peter Cottontail was in, they all approached me, and the band that he was in, I kind of joined, and that kind of was how it all started. And then Peter and I really like discovered the sound that we wanted was different from what the band wanted to do. So we kind of branched out and like did our own thing. We actually recorded a whole album together that has never been released. Like, we were 18 and we need to redo all of it. But then we released our project, A Prelude to Hello, and nobody knew who I was. So I just kind of released this EP to no audience. You know, I think Ruby Hornet was the only site that posted it. And then after that, it just like kept growing.
You kind of just had like a slowly progressive journey. You really are prominent in the Chicago scene. So what do you think are some positives and negatives to that?
It's awesome, you know, to be part of something that is so amazing right now. Where I find the biggest downfall in all of it is that I'm kind of pinpointed or only looked at for my feature work with artists like Chance and Vic, you know, because they are on a much larger scale than I am. So, of course, I appreciate that exposure, and, you know, I'm grateful to have worked with them because they're both amazing artists. But at the same time, you know, I'm not like a hook singer. That's not what I want with my life. I want to have this jazz soul career, and it's just harder to get that music out because, you know, it's not mainstream, and it's difficult to try to push like your solo stuff when all the people care about is, oh, your voice on Hey Ma, and that's awesome, and I love that appreciation. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, but I make these little jazz soul babies that I love. It just overshadows a lot of my solo stuff, even though I'm, you know, more proud of like this thing that I put together. It's my own work. I did this by myself, and I'm really trying to get this next project like out to the masses, but doing it the way I want to do it. I don't just want to beat and go and like record some vocals. I want to record with my full live band, so live drums, bass, guitar, keys, horns, like all of that. And it's just a much longer, more difficult, more expensive process. So yeah, just being able to not only make that music, but then put it out. You know, you need to find the right way to release something like that.
What's coming up for you?
I'm really focused on, you know, finishing the first full-length album. I really want to execute more traveling and performing throughout the country, throughout the world. I want to go overseas. And I'm really kind of focusing on building all of that around this project. And I'm hoping that this album can really get me like where I want to be. And I don't have, you know, a release date. I don't even have a name for it yet. But a lot of the music's written. It's some of my favorite music that, you know, I've ever done. But I mean, the subject matter ranges from love, heartbreak, to just like issues about like how women are seen in the industry, which is another thing I feel so strongly about.
Talk about it. Let's talk about it, because I want to talk about it too.
It's difficult being a woman in the music industry. You know, certain things are expected of you, whether it's how you look or how you dress or how you act. And when you don't do those things or any of those things, you know, it's kind of frowned upon, or not even frowned upon, but you get less attention. Like, oh, you're wearing clothes, that's boring. Like Janelle Monáe said something great. She was like, you can be sexy as hell without being naked. Like, you can do that. Like,